So, big ass, how I get that,
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is Tamar, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, Tamar gang? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in the damn break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right, y'all see the title and y'all see the thumbnail, honey. Y'all know exactly what we gonna get into today, baby. When I tell you this is by far one of the best live streams that Liv's life and her mother have ever done together, baby. When I tell you it's about damn time that Stella stood on them damn boots of hers and stood her ground, okay? Because when I tell you, Stella literally stood on her feet and told Livy, probably the first time in Olivia's life, no. And she had Olivia looking plumb, dumb, stupid over there, okay? Olivia was so mad that she couldn't send her mama to the store, all right? Olivia was so mad that she couldn't say, Mom, I'm on a live stream. Baby, when I tell you she was so mad that her mother was basically airing her ass out, okay? Because, you know, Olivia likes to get on this internet and act like it ain't what it is when it is what it is. Honey, Stella said, oh, we not lying today, sis. Okay, we going to put it all the way out there. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Stella doesn't live YouTube life, right? Stella is over there living real life, okay? And so when she opens her mouth, real life comes out, all right? So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about Olivia talking in her live stream that she is eager to have her baby by herself. Okay. Now, which is kind of odd because when she had baby AJ, she had reservations of being alone in the delivery room. But now sis is all but excited to have this baby by herself. And I'm just like, well, sis, I mean, obviously you didn't make the baby by yourself. Like you've had literally 9 months to compile a supportive team to come into the delivery room with you, okay? And it sounds like Stella is definitely not a willing participant, okay? She's not going in there because somebody got to watch AJ. Sounds like Raquel definitely is not a willing participant because she says she's not spending no money on no damn flights, okay? And so, and it also sounds like the father of this child is not a willing participant either. I said, imagine that. Imagine getting pregnant by a guy, and the one time that you do need him throughout this 9 months of carrying his baby, that you cannot depend on him to come to the delivery room and help you birth his child. I was like, ooh, girl, that's scary as hell. Now, as bad as she said Gerard was or is, one thing Gerard did not do was leave you in the hospital room to have your baby by your damn self, okay? All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about it. We definitely are going to talk about it. We are going to get into it. But before we get into Libby Poo, y'all, okay? You said, does anyone know who her BD is? Well, it sounds like her and Stella does. I don't know. To be quite honest, it seems like the person that Stella believes to be Olivia's father or baby's father is the person that Olivia, in my opinion, has lied to her mama about. I don't think whoever the daddy is and Olivia knows is the person that Stella thinks it is. I don't think those people are the same. That's just my opinion based off the information Olivia has put out here in the last 9 months of her being pregnant and based off how Stella responded to Olivia's conversation in this live stream. You could definitely, because one thing we have learned about Olivia, she definitely lies and exaggerate and embellishes her stories. Okay. So we're definitely going to get into that. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the break room. Make sure you hit that like button. If y'all do notice, I'm still trying to get this voice back. So please bear with me, you guys. I'm gonna try to do this live the best way possible for you all. Yeah, but before we get into that, honey, I want to get into Tommy Lee and Tamar and the JR situation really quick. Have you guys took a look at that debacle that's going over there with Tommy Lee and Tamar? Now, Tamar Braxton, if you guys are not familiar, got on the internet the other day at a show and called Tommy Lee a whole crackhead in regards to the white man that she's back dating that dumped her on the internet and put her out his house. And the internet knew that they weren't together anymore before hell Tamar did. But Tamar thought she was going to be cute and get on get on the internet and call Tommy a crackhead. Baby, when I tell you Tommy laid Tamar to rest in the most classy way that she could figure out to do it. And baby, I was here for it, okay? Because when I saw what Tamar had did to respond, to resort to have Tommy's reaction, I was like, Tamar, that's what you get. Take that, take that, take that. Like, that's what you get, sis, okay? So we definitely going to take a look at that. I want to get into that first, all right? Courtesy of the Shade Room. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Tommy Lee's response. Then we're going to hear what Tamar did to strike Tommy Lee's response. And then we're going to look at JR trying to play the cleanup man. All right.
There, he was thirsty. He wanted to fly me out. What's wrong with me going to a game? What is wrong with the situation is that is your man, as you call it. That is your man. He knew it was a situation with me and you. And he was down. He was down to play op games. I wouldn't take nothing like that serious, my love. That ate my and I sent him on his way. It wasn't the, middle class house that he lives in Atlanta. It wasn't the Bentleys, because I drive a Rolls Royce, that got me. It wasn't, the slick part thing he got going on. It wasn't none of that. It was when he paid for the Waldorf in points, I knew that I could no longer play this game. So it was a one-night thing. He never got no. Let's get into it.
Okay, let me go to the next
one thing. JR, you never want to play with me. You don't want me to expose how you were saying that you kicked her out and she went back to her mother's house. Not Mrs. Braxton, not Mrs. Singer with the sold out tour that JR also told me was flex. It was cap. It was she flexing. She don't have no sold out. Between me and you was his exact words. The tour not sold out. He said you was messy. He said you went back to your mother's house. He told me a lot of things that he shouldn't tell a stranger. I just met this man less than a week. Love, if that's your man, as you say, then you need to check him. You need to really check him and check your situation and really see if you're sleeping with the enemy or not. I am not your problem. I don't know you. One thing, JR.
So these are the messages that Tommy put up where she was playing with JR. She was throwing the bait out there, and he took a bite, and she was basically complimenting him on how he looked in his suit. Okay, that's clearly all it was.
The sad situation.
That's why I had to go get my man back, y'all. And I know y'all lying. If y'all thought I was gonna let my man go because he took some crackhead to a basketball game, while we was broke up. No, man, that was not my man. He don't owe me no loyalty when we broke up. I could have went out with his homeboy. What's up? It's all fair game when you broke up. Don't get it up. It's a good man, Savannah. That's why I had to go.
Situation is like, we're black, Tamar. I could say your name. I know I'm not a crackhead. I live too well, baby, and I've never indulged in drugs. I don't have to keep saying that y'all gonna run with whatever. But we're two black girls letting this, I'm not even gonna say the race or whatever, play with us. Like, tighten up. Tighten up, my girl. I'm not your issue. That's your issue. And sleeping with people like that and trusting them, this be the problem. Y'all be sold for the and then wanna, yeah, we had an issue. Yes, I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play with you. But once I seen the severity of the situation, I was like, damn, this is kind of fucked up, actually. Because I'm at home right now with my man, and we laugh together. We don't give a fuck about this internet. And he would never talk to you. You could never get to look your way. Now go kiss him in the mouth. But the sad situation is like, we're black, Tamar. I could say your name. I know I'm not a crackhead. I live.
So, and then JR put up this post after Tommy blasted him. He said, as a man, I stand on being accountable. I never should have gone out with that lady. I never should have had conversations with her. I regret all of it. I should have never done that to Tamar. She is an amazing woman. I did some dumb-ish while I was single. I love her, and I'm glad I have my woman back. This too shall pass, and I'll spend the rest of my life protecting my queen. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, and that was okay with you, Tamar? That man was literally over there gossiping with a woman he knew for a week about the type of woman you are. He was so ready to throw you up under the bus after knowing this woman for a week. He went to a basketball game with her. From what Tommy said, ate her groceries, and she went on by her business. He was willing to risk it all for a woman that he never even penetrated. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to assume he penetrated Tamar. Baby, that was a hoe. You know, at this point, my thought was, Tamar, you should have stayed with Vince. Because it seemed like every man after Vince, it hasn't went right for you. Okay, now if y'all don't know, she met JR. Tamar met JR on a reality show with some other singers. I think Nivea was one of them, and I can't remember who the other woman was. And that's how she met JR. And he definitely, I think the man has like 4 baby mamas or something like that. It's definitely giving clout chaser. Now, apparently he has a book coming out, and it's definitely giving clout chase. Okay. And the fact that he was living, Tamar was living with him, and he had to put Tamar out, and she had to go stay with her mama. I'm thinking to myself, sis, where is your house? If you got sold out tours, where is your building, ma'am? Don't she? I mean, Tamar got a child over there. You know, her and Vince had a child. I said, baby, I said, Tamar, he got you out here looking plumb dumb stupid, ma'am. And at this point, I really feel like that's what because she had no right calling Tommy a crackhead at your concert, trying to be cute and end up getting egg on your face, in my opinion. Because Tommy was like, sis, I was trying to keep it cute. I wasn't going to blast you, but now you want to play cute? Well, here we go. And now you out here looking like a dummy, okay? You out here looking like a straight dummy for this white man who played you like a dummy, okay? Tommy knew her intentions, though. Yeah, but Tommy said it. She said that they was beefing and she was playing with her, right? But Tommy wasn't willing to put that information out until Tamar felt froggish and leaked, right? And I felt like at this point, Tamar deserved that because you gonna call this girl a crackhead at your show. You know what I'm saying? I definitely felt Tommy on that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Her playing with Tamar and you know, enticing the guy in the comments, you know, sliding into his DMs. I mean, at the end of the day, they were not together, so the man technically was fair game, and he knew who Tommy was. And he knew that Tommy and Tamar had some, you know, issues. So he should have left it alone. He should have been like, although me and Tamar are not together, but out of respect that our relationship ending is still fairly new. It's not like they've been broke up for 2 years. I don't even think it was 90 days. He should have left that alone because he knew that Tamar, trust me, y'all, just like we know what's going on, trust me, he knows what was going on too. And he knew because y'all know Tamar and Tommy were beefing because Tommy said that Tamar used Krishan Rock for the for the media attention to come on her show. So Tamar didn't like that, so they were beefing behind that, right? And he definitely knew it. Okay, he definitely knew it. So I don't know. It just seems like the last few guys that Tamar has been associated with really wasn't for her. And it just seems like Tamar never gives herself a chance to heal in between these relationships. It's like she jumps out of one and she jumps into another, jumps out of one, jumps into another. Now her and JR are supposed to be back together. So hopefully for time, or excuse me, hopefully for Tamar, it works out this time. I don't know. I do think Tamar used Krishan for anything. Tamar cannot fake sold out shows. Um, I don't know anything about you know faking sold out shows. Like the guy said, it wasn't sold out. I don't know how he would know that. I don't know how he would get that inside information. But Jr. said that that was definitely cap. But you're right, Suma. I don't know how you can fake sold out shows, but that's definitely what he said. And even if he felt like even if he felt that way, he shouldn't have been gossiping about Tamar to a chick that he had just known for a couple of days. He shouldn't be gossiping about Tamar if he known Tommy for 10 years, right? Because at the end of the day, although him and Tamar are no longer together, his allegiance still should have been with Tamar. Just because y'all break up don't mean y'all got to sling each other through the mud. I mean, let's be honest. Tamar wasn't out here slinging him through the mud. And like Tamar said, she could have went and slid through the back door and hollered at one of his homeboys, and she didn't do that, right? Although Tamar and Tommy are not homeboys or like homegirls, but Jr. was clearly aware of their beef, and he should have left that alone. Okay, if he was gonna let anybody, if he was gonna talk to anybody sliding in DMs, it definitely shouldn't have been a chick that he knew his ex of less than 90 days was a op to, and that's just my opinion. Okay, all right. So y'all, let's get into it. All right. These men are very sassy nowadays. They are. They're more sassier than the women. It's really sad. And I think the internet has a lot to do with that. Okay. I think the internet definitely has a lot to do with that. But I miss the old days when we didn't know about the celebrities' personal lives and who they got in their bed and who they don't have in their bed. I miss those old days because now, because of social media, child, we know way too much about these celebrities and what they got going on, and it's actually kind of irritating to me at this point because I really don't want to know that much about. Can y'all spend more time putting out the reason why you're famous and less time dragging your personal business on the internet? That goes for all these people. I don't know if you guys know, Cardi B just announced that her and Offset are no longer together. And I'm like, well, I mean, sis, were y'all ever really together? I mean, hell, he been cheating on you the whole time y'all been married. But anyway, that ain't my business. All right. So let's get into the whole real reason. Too much, Isa, just too much. Let's get into the whole reason why we were here. And that's for Liv's Life's video. And shouts out to Livy Pooh's mommy, Stella. Stella with the boots, okay? Because, honey, she definitely put her daughter on blast. Let's get into it. Make sure you clock into the break room. All right, here we go, y'all.
They're really good. They're Costco's meat burgers. They're really good hamburger patties. I won't buy it from anywhere else.
If y'all wonder what she eating some type of seaweed.
Yeah, I got the wash and dryer, but I don't want to talk about it. That's one reason I went to sleep earlier. I was so frustrated. I was just like, let me just take my ass to sleep because of frustration. Mm. I'm just frustrated with this apartment. This apartment is like these apartments, like the people in the office and how they do business here. I've never lived in a place that is like this. So I was gonna stay here until I bought a house, but I don't know. I might move and lease it.
No, no, no. You're not moving until you buy a house.
I don't know. Mom,
Huh? Stella said, no, the hell you ain't. Stella said, no, the hell you ain't, heifer. You ain't moving no damn where. Stella said, heifer, this it. You gonna sit right here in this apartment, in these damn ghetto ass apartments that you living in, and you gonna stay here until you can buy a house. Stella said, no, the hell you ain't. I said, Stella, you should have put your foot down 3 years ago. When Olivia had that rent to buy a house in Florida, you should have put your foot down then. But Stella said, you live and learn. But Stella said, this time, heifer, no, you not.
the management stays like this, I'm not living here. Because every single day I'm about to go fight all of them. So
I know, but the only problem with that is you gotta come up with another 5,000 moves.
okay, we're gonna come up with another 5,000 moves. I'm not saying I'm moving out of state. I'm moving apartments.
No, just apartments. You gotta have first and last and the movers and the truck and
Stella said, I know you not. Stella said, I don't give a damn what you say. This move cost me $5,000, heifer. And you ain't put in on this. Now, here's the problem. So Olivia is complaining about these apartments she lives in. So Olivia lives in the suburbs of Dallas. Okay. So I believe she doesn't live in Grand Prairie. It's given Arlington. I think she lives in Arlington. She definitely doesn't live in Fort Worth. And she doesn't live in the city of Dallas. And she's not in the suburbs of Dallas like Plano, Frisco. She can't afford that. So more than likely, she's probably in Arlington. And for any of you guys that are familiar with the DFW area, Arlington, for the most part, Arlington has pretty decent apartments. But then Arlington, there are some parts of Arlington that ain't that great. And Olivia is complaining about these apartments. I think it's an issue with the washer and dryer hookup or whatever. But see, this is what happens when you move into apartments and you don't look at the reviews, right? Most apartments, if not all apartments, if you put the apartment name in your Google search, there are going to be reviews. Now, let's be honest, y'all. A lot of times when you find reviews in apartments and people are complaining, a lot of times those be the ones who couldn't pay their rent and getting put out, right? But then there's also situations where there are people who did pay their rent and just didn't like how the apartment complex handled it. Because y'all know, especially in apartment communities, they change management a lot. So it's given that the apartments that Olivia was living in, that are currently living in, it sounds like they didn't have really good reviews. Because the fact that you're a brand new tenant, you haven't even been there a month, and you already got a list of complaints, and you're already to the point where you want to fight the apartments, it's given that more than likely you were so busy trying to find an apartment that would accept you. And let's be honest, based off Olivia's credit history, she has recent evictions and things of that nature from her moving from Florida to Texas. Olivia's rental history is not that great. So she basically more than likely had to find an apartment that was a little lenient with her troubled credit. And a lot of times when you find apartments that have leniency like that, they're sometimes, not all the times, but a lot of times they're not the best apartments, right? Because apartments that are very strict on their rental criteria and they won't sway from that are typically those apartments that are the better apartments, right? So Olivia sounds like she didn't got herself in a hood situation. And here this girl hasn't even been there a month and she's already talking about moving.
everything. It adds up.
That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. You'll be in the hospital for Christmas. I'm sorry, girl.
Why?
Because she had to get a surgery.
She's gonna have to stay the whole month?
That will push you to get a house. I know, Tiffany, that's true. But still, you guys don't understand what I'm dealing with here. Like, I've never lived in a place that didn't, like, do what you wanted them to do. Like, you live there, you're the customer. If you need help or you need maintenance or you need something done, they're always on top of it. This place is not on top of it. And then everybody that works in the office is, like, slow. So,
She said everybody in her apartments is slow. Now, Olivia, what I hope doesn't happen for you is somebody that's watching you and know you on social media and finds out where you live at. Since I'm hoping they don't take this part of this video and send it to that apartment complex where you're calling everybody in the apartment complex in the apartment uh, management office slow. Since I'm hoping and praying for you, they don't send them this clip because I'm just going to let you know like this. It's not going to make your stay there any better. The fact that you're on social media telling the whole world that the apartment complex you live in, the whole office is slow over there. Now, since you know the people can find out where you live, they've done it many times before. I'm hoping and praying that they don't send this clip to that apartment complex.
time for it. I feel like as a tenant, you should never be uncomfortable. You should never have to wait for nothing. It should get done when you need it to get done, period.
You're welcome, S. Wiseman.
That's the way it's always been. In every other place I lived. Where's the remote? Oh, Alexa, turn it down. Alexa, turn the TV down. What? Oh. What is she talking about? This is so loud. This is going to copy strike.
Thank you, Chloe. Child, it was when her mama told her that she wasn't moving out the apartments and Olivia rolled her eyes at her mama. Child, imagine being 33 years old with 5 kids and your mother is telling you what you is and is not going to do. Think about it, y'all. Imagine being 33 years old with 5 kids, 4 and 1 on the way, and your mommy is telling you with your big grown ass what you is and is not going to do. Well, you know why Stella can give that authority? Because Stella's paying the cost to be the boss. Because trust and believe, if Stella was just along for the ride, she wouldn't have that much say so. The fact that Stella, in my opinion, is paying the cost to be the boss is the reason why she can put her foot down. And I'm glad Stella with the boots is finally putting them boots to use and putting her foot down. Because this girl is she's psychotic. All that damn moving. Girl, you ain't even birthed the baby yet. And you already contemplating moving? Because you mad because the apartment complex is not doing what you want them to do? Well, here's how you do that, sis. You go over their head. You go to corporate and you reach out to corporate. But considering those people probably shouldn't have let you in that apartment, you may, whatever the reasons is, you were able to get in that apartment. Like at this point, Olivia should be glad and thankful that somebody allowed her to move into the apartment complex with all her recent evictions.
I need a maternity massage. I need a chiropractor to crack my bones. Listen, Mom, maybe it won't bother you as much when your hormones are back to normal. Maybe. I'm going through it with my leasing office, about to take them to court. Period. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling my mom, sue their ass. No, seriously, good.
You gonna sue the apartment complex, but you didn't put that much energy into getting an attorney to fight for custody of your kids. But you gonna put that much energy into suing the apartment complex? Okay, girl.
I've heard so many stories, like so many horror stories of like leasing office and what tenants have to go through. I've never gone through it until now. And I can say the same thing. I'm gonna take their fucking ass to court. Because they're so stupid. I'm telling you guys, I was in there last week and I was literally screaming at them. Like literally. The one chick tried to come in there and like, is everything okay? Like, oh, I can't stand that girl. That chick is the most annoying one in the office. Um, the other chick that I was yelling at, she's like, do you need to go outside and take a breath? No, I don't need to go outside and take a breath. First of all, I'm upset. So handle my problem, period. So sure. And it's like they don't understand that I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm about to have a baby. So it's like the urgency is there. Anyway, I don't talk about it. They're stupid.
Girl, no, you wasn't in an apartment
Their face is
complex throwing
everything.
your weight around,
So it's okay.
literally and figuratively.
I like to just
Girl,
count my
please.
blessings and just be thankful because I have what I do have. But I just want to wash some freaking clothes. That's all I want to do. All I want to do.
We can go to the laundromat tomorrow.
No, I don't want to go to the laundromat, Mom. We just spent all this money getting these things in here. We shouldn't have. That's my whole point. We shouldn't have to go to the laundromat. They should have came yesterday and you guys understand my frustration. Like like I said before, a tenant shouldn't feel uncomfortable. They shouldn't have to go through all of this because we're already paying rent. We're already doing this. We're already doing that. They sure charge us if we're late or if we miss a step with them. But if they miss a step, it's okay. They can miss 5, 10,000 steps, and we're supposed to be like, oh well, no, it's not okay. Start a paper trail. I did, girl. I have.
Hey, Kimmy K, Olivia's too silly to even look into anything like that. Like, she didn't even look
Very,
into
very
advocacy to keep her kids in her
Olivia
home.
has
So she
kidney
definitely ain't gonna look
stones.
into
One is
tenant associations.
my whole right kidney. So it will take 2 surgeries to remove it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm so sorry, Michelle. You're gonna get through it though. Just pray about it, love. I know it's easier said than done, but you're gonna get through it. You just have to see the good in everything. Like even though bad shit could be happening or you're going through stuff, just see the good in it.
The good in it would be
You're still alive.
yeah, and plus she's starting to do your all fixed.
Yeah, you're gonna. Well, I don't know when she's getting her surgery. She might have to wait to get a surgery. I don't know, but at least you're still alive, love. I talked to a lady yesterday, like I said, we were at went to the dollar store and we were just talking to the cashiers, and the one lady told us that her daughter passed away 3 years ago around Christmas.
I just thought about something. You on this internet hooping and hollering about you're gonna get an attorney because your apartments won't get your whatever's going on with the washer dryer situation. You got money for an attorney, but yet you were at the secondhand store getting furniture. I mean, this is like what the third time she's done that in the past couple of years of moving. Like damn near everything in her living room is secondhand. If not, everything in the living room is secondhand. Mm.
And that's why she doesn't celebrate Christmas. She said her best friend, her daughter, and her mom died in the same year. Could you imagine? And back in the day when people used to tell me stuff that would happen to them, like devastating things like that, I used to be like, oh my God. I used to think to myself, like, how the hell? It used to be so unrealistic. Like, how the hell did they get through that? But now, going through what I've gone through, I know how you get through shit. I know exactly how you get through shit. You just get through shit. You don't have a choice.
Nope.
So, Michelle, it could be worse, baby. Just think of it as it could always be worse. That's what I think when I'm in a pickle. Okay? Even though your situation still does suck, I'm not taking away from that. It's just, it could be worse. Like, even my situation with this stupid ass apartment, I can't do no laundry. It could be worse. I could have not gotten this apartment. I could have still been in Florida, missing my kids. Like, everything, it could always be worse. So, just be grateful, you guys.
Right, sis. You could have not got the apartment because you probably were on the verge of not getting in the apartment because when they ran your credit, it was probably a big ass red exclamation point that comes up talking about don't you rent to this house, but she ain't gonna stay but 6 damn months. So yeah, while you over here bitching and moaning about a washing machine and dryer, and let's be honest, especially with her being pregnant, it is convenient. But there are a lot of apartments they don't even have washer and dryers connections. So, but I feel like she said that to pacify her mama because she didn't want to sound so ungrateful to her mother because she know her mother is the reason why she's even in this apartment.
No, I have not talked about the first night I slept here. Girl, I was so scared. Ooh, I should do a story time. That's right, I was gonna do one. Okay, so I'm gonna do the story time. Because I gotta do a couple sit down videos with you guys. Baby, can you come already? Ugh. Swear, you guys, and I be in so much pain walking. I really forgot how the last couple weeks feel. The last couple weeks feel like you are a big ass boulder being rolled around.
Exactly, Latoya.
It's horrible. And my whole pregnancy was so nice. It was so nice. I wasn't having any pains. I hardly had any constipation this pregnancy. It's been nice. It's been really nice. I'm not gonna lie. You've done good, girl. You've done real good up in there. Surprisingly, even though I'm older and I don't know if I'm fatter. I think I'm the same size I was when I was pregnant with AJ. But I'm older definitely. And this pregnancy was better than AJ's pregnancy physically. But he's a boy. I always tell you guys, the boys, ooh, I can't stand being pregnant with boys.
No, but you were going through when you were pregnant, AJ.
I'm still going through that.
Not like it was in the beginning.
But I'm talking about physically. I'm talking about like the physical. It was always painful with AJ. My limbs always hurt. My body was always sore. I didn't feel that way with this baby. Okay. I hope they can give you pain meds to feel better. Ooh, December 18th will be my surgery, and again, December 21st. Okay. You're going to do fine, Michelle, and you're going to come out of that surgery all healed and all feeling better. Even though you're going to be in a lot of pain, you're going to feel so much better.
No, they'll give her painkillers.
Yeah, of course they give you painkillers, but I'm just saying it still sucks to be in that situation. Today's story time today. Okay, wait, I have a whole other story time for you guys. The whole point of this live. So you are going to start the new year all fixed, Michelle. That's a good thing. That's something to look forward to. I'm going to start the new year not pregnant. Yay!
Me too.
You too? I don't know, Mom. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys. And I'm never getting pregnant. People are like, she'll be pregnant by next year. Yeah, right. So sure. Y'all crazy. Did y'all know my first baby? I didn't have Rob until I was 23. And even though that's hella young, that's still like good for me and the people I was around. And like, no. I don't want to
All
have
right, y'all. So I'm
kids.
gonna skip past this part. We're gonna get to the part where she talks about baby. Basically, she hates her baby daddy, the guy that the baby that she's the whoever the father is of this baby. They're not in a good space. Okay, she said that romantically they didn't match.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're gonna talk. I'm gonna let her talk about that.
And AJ will be, oh, my little AJ. He's gonna be so cute. My little papa. I can just imagine him being 4 or 5. Oh my god, he's gonna be so adorable. My oldest son is turning 21 next month. Aww. And your youngest is 2? Oh my gosh, girl. You really started over. I have 3, and now I'm a single mom. I'm done. Girl, I feel you. I like being a single mom, though. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't like dealing with what I have to deal with for my baby mama, but I like being a single mom. I'm not gonna lie.
If you found a good guy, you would think different about it. But you never had a good guy. So you have a bad taste in your mouth.
I did have a good guy. AJ's dad is a good guy. It's just we're not compatible. So I guess you can call that not a good guy.
Yeah, if you're not compatible, that doesn't help. I mean, he's way nicer than anybody else.
Can you stop? Hush, please. Mom, please. Thank you.
Way sweeter.
Yes, he is. He's more caring.
Yep, has a heart.
Okay, mother.
Stella be so brutally honest.
I've been celibate for 5 years. Wow, I want to be celibate for 3, and I think I owe that to my kids. And I'm not just talking about my older 3. I'm talking about these 2 little ones as well. I just want my youngest to be in school before I even start thinking of like a man. And like I told you guys before, men, I've realized along this journey, they're such distractions. They're the biggest fucking waste of time. Excuse my language. They're the biggest waste of time I've ever spent my time on. Like, man, I've wasted so much time on stupid ass men. So I'm good. Like I learned my lesson, so I'm good, and I just want to like focus on me and my babies. And I'm not.
So Olivia says she wants to be celibate for 3 years after she has this baby. Why 3 years, sis? What's the significance in 3 years? Me personally, like again, let me say this because you really can't tell a woman what to do with their body. However, considering Olivia is now going to be a single mom of 5 kids, 2 that live in their home with her and 3 that doesn't. Since you don't think you probably have hit your plateau of having children. I mean, 5. You have girls and boys. You literally have the best of both worlds. But now Olivia's on this whole I hate men and men are a distraction. Um, here's the thing. A man can only be a distraction if you allow him to be that distraction. Like there are a lot of women that meet men and they're a great compliment to their lives. Olivia's problem is she's very superficial and she doesn't take the time to develop who she's dealing with before she actually starts dealing with them. I mean, we'll go all the way back to Zolo. Like she literally knew that man a month. and you had that man tattooed on your neck. You had your anniversary date, which, I mean, it's not like y'all have been together for years. It was a month or two. That tattooed on your finger. And you allowed that man to move into your house after him getting out of a halfway house, him and his damn bunny. Like, you didn't get a chance to even know who Zolo was, because I'm pretty sure if you would have gave Zolo at least, I don't know, a 90-day trial, you probably would have seen within 90 days that's probably not the man that you should have, had living up in your house amongst your children. And you know, word on the curb, gave a baby to as well too. Right. So now all of a sudden, after she's pregnant with this baby, okay, so now men are a distraction, and you're basically bashing men because she's not happy. Right. The man is happy. Whoever this man is and wherever he's at, he's happy. She's not happy because she made a bad decision, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm shocked Olivia even got pregnant as soon as she did after having AJ. I personally thought AJ was gonna be it for her for a while. She shocked the ish out of me when she got pregnant so soon after having AJ. And that's why I just feel like the father are two different men. The father of AJ and the father of this baby, again, it's just an assumption. I don't know for sure. It's just given because her energy with this pregnancy is a little different from AJ's pregnancy. You could tell that she had no hopes of the father of AJ being around. And she kind of went through that pregnancy knowing she was going to be alone. You could tell in the beginning she really thought she wasn't going to go through this pregnancy alone. And towards the end, she realized she is. And that's why the
Thirsty to be in a relationship. I'm not scared to be by myself. I'm past that, You have to like really get past that. It takes some time. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was very codependent at one point and I felt like I needed to have a man. But I definitely don't feel like that anymore. I feel good not having a man. And I know my kids don't want to be around no man. And that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. I can respect them and I don't need to have a man. I mean, at some point, I'm going to have a man again. And I tell my kids that, like, at some point, mom's going to be with somebody. But I can give it time. Like I should have done when I separated from their father. I should have gave myself time and I should have had them I should have just not even tried, but I was stupid. I was dumb. I didn't know no better. So I just thought what all dumb girls think. They're like, Mama deserves to have a man. I deserve to have a life. No, sometimes we deserve better than that. We deserve just ourselves, like to heal and to be with ourselves for a while. Does that make sense? Hi, Jen. She's picking it up or being a grandmother.
Yes, Olivia sounds ignorant because she is ignorant, y'all. Okay. Olivia's just a chick on the internet living her life. She's nobody to really pattern after. Let's be honest, y'all. I mean, this girl, from the time she came on this internet as living with the webs till today's current date, Olivia has definitely did a downward spiral pattern, right? At one point, Olivia was doing pretty well. And then over time, she became, she battled depression because her and Gerard weren't getting back together. So she battled with that, and she chose to try to cover that up by getting with another guy and having a baby, right? And then I don't know what the whole reason is for this pregnancy. It's really given one night stand. That's what it's really given. And when she reached out to the one night stand, I think the one night stand more than likely kind of played with Olivia and made her think that he was going to be involved. And then over time, he ignored her, probably changed his number, a lot of other things. Because more than likely, she doesn't have the address of who the baby she's carrying, that man. She doesn't know where he live at. Whatever profile she found him on, he's probably deleted it and went on with his life, because it's definitely given that this man could possibly be married. because she has totally eliminated this man's existence. I think when the father of this child stopped communicating with her was a few months ago when she basically killed his character off and said he went to New York. Because if you kind of notice, he went to New York, and the whole time he was allegedly in New York, there was no conversation from her to us of what they were talking about, planning on a new baby coming. So I think when she killed the character off and said he was going to New York, I think um synonymously that was her basically him cutting off communication with her. So him cutting off communication with her, obviously she has nothing to report on, so she had to kill the character off to us and say he's in New York.
Picking it up or being a grandmother. I don't know what that means. I've been enjoying Mama's commentary in the back. Laugh aloud. I'm watching from my TV. So back to the show. I just want to say hi. Oh, hi, Latanya. Life is peaceful. It is so peaceful being single, and you don't have to worry about no stupid man. You ain't gotta cook for nobody. You gotta work.
Yeah, she definitely
Like
doesn't get along with
I
this
had to
baby's
find a
dad. She gets along with
balance.
AJ's dad a little better, but she definitely don't get along with this baby's dad.
I don't think my kids, and I'm talking about my three oldest, because AJ's so young. I don't think my kids ever. How do I word this? I don't think my kids ever got over their dad and I. I know if the internet hasn't, my kids haven't. It's still, and I feel like it was so unfair. Ooh, it was so unfair, and it hurts my heart that I.
Um, Correction, Olivia. The internet has definitely gotten over of you and Gerard being not together. We've been gotten over it. We were trying to help you get over it. Okay, your child. We don't care that you and Gerard are not together. We're not dating Gerard, nor were we dating you. It's a fact that she says the internet hasn't gotten over it. Girl, the internet don't give a goddamn. Okay, the internet is watching other people in their relationships, not just yours. You were one of the relationships we were watching. Okay, you act like we're mourning the separation of you and Gerard. Still, no, sis, you may be mourning it. Maybe you're a little better with it at this point, but yes, sis, we been got over it. We got over it the day we found out. The next day, child, we all went back to work. We was fine.
It hurts my heart that I did that to them, that I played my part in doing that to them by like rushing in somebody else like he did. Like we both just had other people there, and that is so unfair to do to kids. So on his side, they have no choice. They have to deal with that. But on my side, I have to really find a balance.
Olivia, those kids had one person to get used to. Gerard picked one chick, and he's been with her ever since. Sis, on YouTube, you've had two that we know of that we've seen, Brandon and Zolo. Not including, so if you say Zolo is not AJ's father, so then that's three, right? Two we've seen, one we haven't saw, and you're saying that AJ and this baby share the same father. We think not, but if you're saying, so that's three men your kids had to get used to in a span of 3 years, right? Yeah, Gerard has introduced one woman, and that same woman is still there. Yeah, there's no comparison, sis. Like you're saying the kids and that never got over it. Well, how could they, sis? You didn't give them a chance to. Like, it's obvious you and Gerard were going to move on, and that's what y'all did. But since you moved on to several different men, yeah, Gerard didn't do that. He moved on to one woman and still with that woman and about to marry her. None of the men that you moved on to are you about to marry. You've had children for them, but you're not about to marry them.
Balance with being their mom and being there for them, and us just having our time, and then getting them used to being around another man, you know, because they have to get used to that. Like, you can't just like push that on a child. So anyway, it's gonna take some time because, like I said, they're still young. They still like to sleep with me. They still like to be up under mommy. They still, you know, and I don't want to take that away from them by getting with somebody else. And because no matter what, like my,
I hate how she projects her feelings and make them her children's feelings. I hate, like, at the end of the day, her kids are pretty much comfortable with the fact that her mama, their mother, and daddy will never be back together. They're comfortable with that. They're not sitting around needing therapy about that. I hate the way she projects her feelings as if they're her children's feelings. They're not. Those kids are pretty much okay with the fact that you two are not together and will never be back together. And I'm just saying, by some weird ass chance that y'all got back together, those kids wouldn't feel no type of way. Because let's be honest, the parents' business is not the business of the children, right? Especially when you don't put the kids in your business as the parents.
but it's just hard on them. You know, it's hard. But yeah, I want them to have memories of just being with mommy. Like, you know, like they remember mommy just being with them for a while before I put any man before them, before I.
Yes, she always says AJ's dad. She never says the kid's dad, right? As if AJ has his own separate father and the baby in her belly does. Yes, I caught that the other day. She kept referencing AJ's dad instead of saying the kid's dad. I mean, let's be honest. Roxy has a name, or Roxanne. Roxanne has a name. We've all nicknamed the baby to Roxy. Roxanne has a name. So why not say AJ and Roxanne's dad or the kid's dad, right? Instead of saying AJ's dad.
Right? Worried about having a man before this, before that, and you know, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, they love it. Are you kidding? When they come over?
Oh, of course they love it. Yeah, I know. They love just being with me.
Olivia is definitely very immature. Like, she literally has the
But
mind
yeah,
of a
but
14-year-old.
the same
It's
goes for
actually
me
kind
too.
of
I
scary.
don't want to rush no man up in here, no
She
man in
she
my
talks
life.
and maneuvers
But
like a
anyway, I don't
teenager.
doing that again. Come here, Papa. Hold on. Come here, Mama. You need a tinker bite?
Her emotional intelligence
Hi.
is that of a child. It's not of a grown woman. And you could just tell
So
by the
yeah,
way she responds and how
I'm
she
out for
acts
things though.
in situations. It's definitely given
I'm so lucky to have my
teenager.
mom around to help you. Last time I got to see my mom was 12 years ago. Oh, she lives in Germany. I'm sorry, Auntie.
Yeah,
I'm
those
sorry.
kids don't mind coming to Olivia's, but
At
they
what
definitely
point
love
did
going
you
back home.
realize your marriage? At one
Right,
point did
Nisha?
you realize your marriage was over and couldn't be salvaged? Did I realize that? Yeah, I did.
At one point.
At what point? Mom.
Maybe at what point.
Hi, baby.
After the 10th time of cheating?
I don't know, guys. I mean, here's the tea. Here's the real tea. I should have never married Gerard in the first place. I should have never did. Huh. I did it out of love, out of my love for him. I've realized so much from that.
Olivia, I know these are your thoughts and this is your story. However, my assumption is you definitely married Gerard out of some type of love, but you married him more out of spite, sis. That's why it didn't work. Gerard loved you. He had love for you, but he loved his kids more, right? And you married Gerard to prove a point, sis. You never loved Gerard. Let's be honest, y'all. I don't think she loved Gerard the way he needed to be loved, and sh- and he didn't love Olivia the way she needed to be loved, because their relationship, the whole entire time they were together, the 8 years that they were together, was very toxic. And I think at some point they were just codependent on each other for whatever those reasons are. I think uh, Gerard got with Olivia because she was, what he felt to be a cute woman, and maybe Gerard felt like at back then he couldn't pull nobody like that. So he was, smitten by the fact that he was able to pull, a little light skin, long hair, frilly. I mean, again, that's just my assumption. And he was a little proud to, show her on his arm. And Olivia got with Gerard because Gerard has some in some sense always been a provider for her, somebody she could depend on, right? And so their marriage was based off convenience, more convenience for her and him, because he needed to marry her to conveniently know that he could be in his children's lives. And I think over time he realized, yeah, I don't have to necessarily be with this woman to be a father to my children. Again, somebody could have had a conversation with him and said something, maybe an old head at the job, put game on Gerard. It could have been Antonisha. It could have been a plethora of people, right? But at some moment, Gerard woke up and was like, I don't have to be with this woman in order to be with my children, right? And Olivia was still dealing with the fact that she could always persuade and sway Gerard to do whatever she wanted him to do. And then over time, she realized she didn't have that power anymore, and that power was taken from her, right? And I think Olivia was more upset then, and maybe even now, the fact that she doesn't have the power over Gerard that she used to have. And I think for the longest, she really, like, that angered her, right? And maybe somewhat now it does, but not as much as it did 3 years ago when it first happened.
Let me hold you. I realized so much out of that situation, like being out of it and looking in. I don't think he ever loved me, like real love. I think he cared, but I don't think he loved me. And I think I loved him more than he loved me. So I should have never married him because I had already known that he had been cheating on me prior to us getting married. And I married him anyway, like a dummy, knowing that I wasn't gonna let that hurt go because I've been hurt so many times. But I married him just out of the fact that I loved him so much and I wanted us to work out. So I kind of already knew going into it, but I did it anyway because I wanted it for my kids, I wanted it for our family, I wanted it for everybody. But it was too much to handle. It was too much to deal with, and I knew he was never gonna change. So yeah, but I never really had, like, I don't know, like a breaking point. It was hard.
Olivia talks like she left Gerard, which initially she did. She left Texas and went to Florida, but then she begged for Gerard to come to Florida because she realized she didn't want to. She needed help with those kids, right? And she seen that Gerard was getting involved with Antonisha, and the phone calls, when she would call Gerard, he would pick up. But she seen over time he wasn't picking up those calls as quick as he used to. So as women, we have that intuition. Olivia knew that there was something going on. That's the whole reason why Olivia, y'all remember the infamous drive in the middle of the night with a diaper on from Florida to Texas, right? Olivia knew that Gerard was slipping out of her fingers, right? So that's what that was all about.
letting go because I was so codependent. As far as like, I felt like I needed to be with him. Not like I wanted to, but I felt like I needed to. So that's why it was so hard to let go. Now looking back on it, I wish I let go so much sooner. But then I don't, because I wouldn't have had my three babies. But I should have ended it right after Robin. That's what I should have done. Because it was happening, the same stuff that was happening before I got married is the same.
So Ms. Pettis said, years later, and we still talking about this. Well, the reason why is someone asked her a question and she responded to the question. But Olivia has gave this speech many times in the last few years. If I was Olivia, I would have just respectfully declined to answer the question. And I would have used the reason with, you guys, I have discussed this many times before. I don't know if you're new to my channel or not, but I'm at a place in my life now. I don't want to keep revisiting the same conversation. That's how I would have dealt with it. I wouldn't keep talking about this several years later, as if she's trying to convince herself that she's a different woman. Olivia is the same woman that she was when Gerard left 3 years ago, 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. She's still the same woman. You can tell. Olivia hasn't changed, because if she would have changed, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. She would have respectfully declined to answer it because that's something in her life that's in the past and she doesn't want to keep revisiting it.
Same stuff that was happening right when I was pregnant with Robin. So it was my fault, my stupidness, my whatever. Where are you going? Where are you going? But yeah, but no, ill feelings or no, good for him. I'm happy he's happy. Fly your butterfly. Yeah. But you definitely do have a breaking point at some point where you realize, like, I can't do this anymore. But it's so hard leaving. That's why I know I understand why so many women stay and they continue to get cheated on. They continue to be treated like shit because they're so terrified to leave. Like, and then you might go through that.
And that was Olivia, you guys. She was terrified to leave. She was terrified to allow Gerard to be with another woman, but she realized at some point she had no control over it. And let's be honest, y'all, there has been times in some of you guys' life where you had to basically mourn the death of a relationship. It's no longer you and him, or you and her, or him and him, whatever y'all situation is, and you do feel some type of way knowing that eventually they're going to go on to be with somebody else. But what you have to understand, and it's a process to get to this point, you have to understand that that's called life. Nothing lasts forever. Most times you go into a relationship praying for the best, right? We all do that. We all go into those relationships praying for the best, but there will be a situation where it's going to end, be it the death of the relationship, meaning the relationship ends for whatever those reasons are, or death itself, you or him leave this earth, and then obviously the relationship is no longer, because you're no longer living together with each other. Like, everything that lives shall die, right? But the whole point of me saying that is you have to kind of be the type of person to be ready for those type of situations. Not saying that when you go in a situation, you should always think in the back of your head, oh, this nigga gonna leave it in the next 2 years. I'm not saying that. But the biggest thing is you always got to keep the love for yourself in the forefront. And again, it's a process to get into that point. You have to keep the love for you in the forefront to realize when the love from that other is no longer being given to you, that you're okay because you're enough woman to love on yourself without needing the love from a man, right? At that, or at least from that man. Not saying that you'll never have the love from another man before, but you got to have enough love for you to understand that this man no longer loves you, and that's okay because you have enough love for you to get yourself together for the next man to love you even more or even better.
I had to go through, if you're not a gutter, if you're not a gutter throat, cutthroat, female, and you don't take a man for everything he's got and try to, take his kids out of his life. Like, I'm not that type of female. So you might go through what I went through. He might do it to you since you're not doing it to him. Because that's how, I don't know. That's just how some people are, I guess. Some men are. Especially these days. Probable.
Men are not men these days. Men are sissified. Sissified babies.
Depends how you were born and how you were raised.
Well, yeah. But look how they're raised.
Oh, no, man.
It's Stella in the back talking about men are sissified today. Stella, girl, when the last time you even had a man? So y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna stop right here because in the next 20 minutes or so of this video, Olivia talks about planning for her to birth this baby by herself. And her mother basically gives her an analogy that going to the delivery room by yourself is like going to the dentist. And I said, how so, ma'am? How's that? That's nowhere near the same. Going to the dentist and going into the delivery room to birth a baby by yourself, those two things are not even the same, right? First and foremost, when you go into the delivery room, other than your gown, your hospital gown, child, you ain't got no clothes on. But when you go get your teeth pulled, yeah, you have all your clothes on. Not only that, most people just get an oral, what do you call that? Oral anesthesia, right? It's where they're just numbing the place where the dental work is going to be done. Versus most women, when they go have a baby, we numbed all the way through, especially if you're getting a C-section. If you have a natural, you're not numbed. So they're nowhere near the same. When Stella said that, I said, girl, Stella, way to go to make Olivia feel better knowing that she's going to be in this delivery room by herself. But I don't feel sorry for Olivia. She did this to herself. You did this to yourself in order, at this point, Olivia should have already devised a team of people that could be in there with her while she's having the baby. A lot of people were making references to the fact that, during the pandemic, you had to go in there by yourself. And that's different. That was a forced situation. You were forced to. But in Olivia's situation, she shouldn't be forced to go in there. But this was a choice for Olivia because obviously she chose the wrong man to have his baby, right? Especially Olivia being with a man for 8-9 years and having 3 kids with him. And then you get to the point where you got a man in the room every time you birthed a baby. And now the last 2 babies, the men are nowhere to be found because the man wasn't there for AJ. And the man is not going to be there for Roxanne. Libby, we'll talk to you later, sis. I want Olivia to stop getting on this internet, pregnant or not. I want her to stop getting on this internet with that damn bonnet on. She looks a hot damn mess, okay? I really wish these women would take more pride into themselves and stop getting on this internet looking all crazy all the damn time. Like, that shit irritates me. Like, these chicks are so low class. Like, it's laughable at this point. Like, my God, girl, like, how many times are you just going to keep? And if you're going to get on here with your bonnet on, at least look kind of cute. Put some earrings on. Or, she get on here stuffing her mouth. And let's be honest, y'all. We understand Olivia's pregnant, but Olivia never needs a reason to eat, okay? Pregnancy is the reason she's using right now, but she never needs a reason. I just don't understand how these women are so comfortable getting on this internet looking so disheveled. I just don't get that. Not Roxanne. I hope that's not her baby's name. Yes, Adrian. That's her baby's name, Roxanne. I don't think you can doll up a bonnet. Well, you definitely can put some effort into dolling it up. You know, some cute earrings, something. I don't know. You know, but if I got to get on the internet with a bonnet on, I'm just gonna cut the camera off. Okay, y'all not gonna see that part. That's just me. Let's say this, because let me take that back, because one no, I ain't gonna take that back. I'm not gonna get on here with a bonnet. No, if your job is YouTube, why not look cute? Be professional. Yeah, I mean, obviously, because the internet is how you make money, sis. And let's be honest, people typically like to buy into what they feel to be aesthetically pleasing. And it's not aesthetically pleasing watching someone, a woman, on the internet with her bonnet on, no bra, stuffing food in her mouth, pregnant or not. That's not aesthetically pleasing. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have watched YouTubers that you follow that have had babies, and most times when they come on here, they're very put together. Although they're pregnant and about ready to deliver, they're still very well put together. Because at the end of the day, this is still your job. But these chicks are so comfortable with this internet, it's a shame. So I'm gonna say this to you guys in closing. I have really came to the realization that these moms, for me, are gonna have to stay in 2023. I don't want to bring them into 2024 because I will be reporting on the same thing in 2024. Because let's be honest, y'all, Olivia, Jasmine, Chrissy are going to keep doing the same thing they've done every year. And I just told myself, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bring them into 2024. I just don't, you know? So we'll see, at least on YouTube. I don't want to bring them into 2024 on YouTube. Let me say that. If we have a conversation for them, it'll be somewhere else. It probably more than likely won't be on YouTube, okay? Because I just really feel like it's time for a change. But we'll see, okay? We'll definitely see. We'll talk about that more in the next upcoming weeks, okay? Yeah, BC, it is. It's over. It really is. It's time to move on. So we'll see. You know, we'll definitely see. It seems like the audience don't mind that they're looking horrible. They will tune in no matter what. Yeah, that's true. Plus, they never change. It's literally the same shit with them every year. Yeah. Well, let's be honest, y'all. It for most of us, it's the same stuff for us from year to year. You know, too, right? But I don't know. I'm just coming from a gossip standpoint. Let me say that. I'm just coming from a gossip standpoint. Nothing wrong with that. Time to move on. Yeah, we'll see. You know, we'll see how this, like I said, as far as YouTube, I don't want to really discuss it on YouTube, as far as on YouTube. Okay. If I discuss it somewhere else, it'll be on another platform, but I don't want to do it on YouTube anymore. That's just me, you guys. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'm out of here. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. TM, I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.